For me, it's Area 51. I want to know what's going on over there, man. I want to see if there's aliens over there. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of aliens, what do you know about reptilians?
Right. Well, you know, I feel like we're always having the most interesting conversations when you know, everyone's setting up. But let's dive all up into it. I want to know everything about you, your background. You're very interesting. You speak 4 different languages: English, Spanish, French, and
Farsi.
Farsi.
Yeah.
That's right. I want to know about this background. Where are your parents from, and where did you grow up?
So I am born and raised LA native. Like, I'm from here. My whole life pretty much lived here. And my dad is from Iran. My mom is from Chile. So
wow.
I've got the mix.
Wow.
I'm so very proud of both of their cultures. I'm really enamored by both cultures, and they're very different, but also similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Where did they meet, if you don't mind me asking?
They met here in the States. Yeah, my dad was going to USC. My mom was a transfer. She was going to UCLA, and fresh off the boat, both of them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fresh
Hold
off
on
the
now.
old
Were they
boat.
rivals? UCLA versus USC? Are those rival schools? I've heard.
Very much so.
Okay.
But neither of them subscribed to any sort of.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Rivalry and all that stuff. Yeah.
It was kind of out the window. They were too foreign for that business.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
So they were in college at the time, and then they met just like night out, or?
I think they met through a mutual friend. I think my mom
okay.
had a Chilean friend who was friends with my dad, and then he was like, "Oh, I need to introduce you to." My mom's name is Lorena, and he was like, "I need to introduce you to her." And my dad, his name is Sean, but his real name is Hossein.
Okay,
obviously goes for Sean.
Very similar.
Very similar, almost the same. So they just met through a mutual friend, and like the rest was history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then tell me about your background, or not your background, where you grew up. You said you grew up in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Oh,
LA,
shoot.
baby.
All right. Wow. Okay. How was that? I don't meet too many actors that were born and raised here.
Yeah. Right. That's always what I hear is like, oh, you're one of the few.
Yeah. Yeah. Because everyone's, born
a transplant.
The world. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which is so cool because we're such a melting pot.
Yeah. Absolutely. But how was that growing up? Like, did you go to high school at the, what was it? Hollywood High School?
I went to Beverly Hills.
Oh, shoot. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Okay.
Shout out Normans. Just kidding. Kind of. I loved my high school, but I was just not very involved, I think, in school activities. I was kind of just like kept to myself. But
were you like shy, or did you just not like, because like I didn't get along with people in my high school. Like I got along with people outside of school.
Where'd you go to high school?
I grew up in a city called Corona, California.
Okay.
And
so
you know where
I'm
that's
familiar.
at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Nobody knows where that is usually. I'm always like, Corona. They're like, you have Corona? I'm like, no, bro. I said I am from Corona.
Yeah.
So you started Corona. No, pendejo. Cállate ya. You know what I'm saying? But no, I went to school at Santiago High School, got kicked out of there, got homeschooled, then went to continuation school. I was a travieso.
Oh, wow.
But what I'm getting at is I didn't get along too much with like people my age.
Yeah.
And I found really my escape at a skate park growing up there.
So you skate a lot?
I used to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now estoy viejito.
Yeah,
my knees are going
Tan
on.
viejo.
I got my canitas.
You're so old, man.
Where's my cane at, man?
cane.
But I guess what I'm getting at is, I didn't really get along with people my age, and it made me very shy and kind of reserved. So I'm wondering, was that the case for you, or?
No, I wouldn't say that I was shy. Like I had a very diverse friend group. I was like friends with different groups of people. But I don't know. I just kind of, I had like a boyfriend all throughout high school, and we were kind of just like together all the time.
Oh, you were one of those couples.
I was one of those. Yeah. And then every once in a while I would like pop my head out into the social scene and like be like, hey guys, okay, bye. But yeah, growing up in LA was wild. It was very like, I'm very grateful to have grown up here because I feel like I have this set of street smarts that not a lot of people have if you didn't grow up in a big city.
Yeah.
And granted, there are people that have it. Like, I'm not trying to generalize, but I feel like I've crossed paths with many different types of people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'm fascinated by people, truthfully.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in like understanding what it is that makes people tick and like how we're different and like how we relate. Like, I'm really so.
You know what's really cool about growing up in LA is like you're also not. Because when I moved here, even though, it's only 50 miles away, I was really like, I don't want to say like in awe, but I was so fascinated with Los Angeles, every single bit of it. for yourself growing up here, do you feel like you're kind of, I don't want to say numb to it, but you're more so accustomed to it, right? Like if you hear that, I don't know, Justin Bieber's doing like an event somewhere in LA, is that like, oh, just another day?
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think growing up, I saw a lot of that. Like, I think a lot of people that I went to high school even with, like sons and daughters of people who are in the industry. So it wasn't, so seeing that wasn't very shocking to me. It wasn't like I don't get starstruck often. I'm not the type of, although I was at an event the other day and I walked head on into Whoopi Goldberg and I was like, oh my God, that's Whoopi Goldberg. That was pretty fucking cool.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I've been around it for a while. So,
all right.
I've seen it.
Is that the strangest interaction? I mean, growing up in LA, is that the strangest, like, not strangest, but like, is that the most like surprising interaction you've had seeing somebody? Because when I first moved here, I went to a Rite Aid. First person I saw, first day here, I see Russell Brand.
Oh shit.
I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
He's like looking at me. He's like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, all right, there's no one here, but all right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that guy either asking for a photo, but
yeah.
But you know, there's been a few people that I've seen. For you, is Whoopi Goldberg kind of like?
No, I've seen a lot,
Yeah.
but that just so happened like 2 days ago. So it was like fresh in my mind. But
no, but I'm saying growing up though in LA, you know?
Oh yeah,
when you were a
yeah.
kid.
I would run into a lot of people. I think see them on the street, see them at restaurants, see them out and about. Like I grew up like in the heart of the city, like Beverly Hills, West Hollywood area. So I feel like that's where a lot of people kind of hung out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So what got you into like acting? I know it's such a basic question, but I'm always curious, man. I like to hear, you know, why people chose this crazy art.
Yeah. Yeah, why do we choose it?
Because we're sociopaths. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're lunatics.
Oh
That's why.
my gosh.
I always tell everybody, I'm like, man, acting's kind of like gambling. You're just at the poker table.
It's a crapshoot.
Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Consistency. I
And
feel
when
like
you win, everyone's like, yeah. And when you lose, everyone's like, hey, man, we're going to go, you know?
But it only takes one win to make it like all worthwhile. You know what I mean?
Spoken like a true gambler.
Fuck.
I just got into blackjack, so I'm terrible. You know, I'm like,
oh no.
losing money, winning money. I go home mad. I go back. Like I'm winning.
Doing it in life and for fun? That's bold of you.
You know what I'm saying? We just do it on and off the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I got into acting because I was a kid and my mom actually was very great about putting me into all sorts of classes. Like I did a little bit of everything, jack of all, if you will, master of absolutely none. But my mom was like, put me into singing classes and acting classes. And I took an after school program, an after school acting class with this woman. Her name is Ricky Dale. Okay. And this was for like 2 years. And then in high school, I didn't do any theater. I was very like an academic kid. I read a lot and like just kind of did my work and didn't do acting at all. And then I picked it up again after high school. I ran into said woman, Ricky Dale, who taught the classes when I was a kid. Mind you, I was a very like chubby, really outspoken like kid with glasses, but like I had a lot of personality, you know? And in high school, I had my glow up, if you will. And so I ran into Ricky when I was like 18 and I was like in college. I was studying communications and she was like, oh my God, how are you? How have you been? You look so different. You know, from what you were when you were a kid to now. And she was like, what are you up to these days? And I was like, oh, well, I'm studying comms in college. And she was like, you really had chops when you were a kid. Like, are you still acting? And I was like, I'm dabbling a little bit here and there, but I was kind of like, wasn't certain of my direction at the time, I think. So that was kind of like a jumpstart moment again for me. She was like, well, I just started managing talent. You could be like one of my first clients and we could like build an empire together. And I was like, fuck yeah. Wow. Let's do that. Whoa. And I just dedicated all my spare time to it, like from that moment on. Wow. And she's still my manager to this day.
Wow. That's incredible.
That was like 10 years ago.
Hold on now. Wait, wow. That's incredible. So, but was acting always kind of like in the back of your mind, kind of like lingering there?
I was one of those people that like, I loved, like my favorite place is the cinema. There's nothing like being in a theater and watching a movie and just feeling like that is your whole universe. Like the power of storytelling, like what it does to you as a kid, what it does to you as an adult. Yeah. And I was so impacted by that and I wanted to be a part of that. I think I always knew that.
Yeah. Was it always acting? I mean, I should even ask this now. Do you have plans to direct, produce, write, and that stuff? Like, I could never direct. I would have a stroke. I would have like a brain aneurysm. I couldn't
It's
do it.
so much. I have
couldn't do
such
it.
respect for those people
for
because
sure.
I feel like you're wearing all the hats.
Yeah.
You know, you're
definitely.
doing everything.
Yep.
And
for a long time too.
Yeah.
You know, you're there in pre-production, post-production. You're there to shoot it. By the time a director finishes one project, an actor can do a few.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So true.
Yeah.
I think maybe down the line, yes, producing is very enticing to me. I love seeing things through from start to finish. I love the whole collaborative process. I love bringing people together, you know, stringing everybody together to make a production happen. That's very exciting to me. So I definitely see that in the future. Also, isn't it crazy that like, I feel like in this day and age, there are not a lot of sole actors anymore. I feel like if you're not a multi-hyphenate, you're...
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Like, because back in the day when Al Pacino was around and it was, you know, and it was just, you know, Al Pacino, De Niro, these guys that I look up to, it was really solely about the craft, the acting, and it was almost like the less you were in the spotlight, the better your career did.
Yeah.
Now, this could be an argument, but I feel like it's the other way around. Now I feel like it's like you got to write, direct, do a podcast, do a clothing line, do a school. You know what I mean? It's like you got to do so many things and all while maintaining your craft and your mental fucking health.
So true.
So like, what are your thoughts on I guess that kind of field for actors nowadays? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing?
I really struggle with, I feel like social media kind of brought all this to the forefront, right?
Yeah.
Which on the same, you know, topic of social media, I think, sorry to jump around here, but
no.
mental wellness, mental well-being is much more relevant and I think talked about today because of social media.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
Definitely.
But I really don't know how I feel about this idea that you always have to let people in on your life. I'm a very private person and like, I think there's stuff that I'm willing to share with the public and stuff that I'm not willing to share.
Absolutely.
And I like it that way.
Yeah.
I want a little bit of my life to remain for me and not for the whole world.
100%.
So.
Which is ironic, right? Because we're actors and people always are like, but you're an actor.
Right.
You should be able to show me everything. It's like, no. That's my art.
Yeah.
And I don't know about for you, but for me, it's very much so like, if I could have my work be tremendously famous, quote unquote, whatever, but my personal life be absolutely anonymous, nobody knows who I am, it would be incredible.
Same.
Obviously, that's impossible. Unless maybe you do voice acting, maybe AI, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's kicking in. But for me, that's always been like a priority, separating what I put out there versus like my private life.
Yeah.
My family, my you know, my girl, my kid, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Totally. I'm in the same boat entirely. I do believe that it's nice to leave something to the imagination, you know, like it's our profession. It's our art. It's not the entirety of who we are.
Yeah, definitely.
And I really grapple with this where I'm like, how much do I show on social media?
I hate it.
It's like a push and pull every day. And I'm like,
Dude, I hate it. I wish, you know, it sounds kind of crazy, but I wish all the apps got banned tomorrow. I'm like, dude, get rid of that shit, man.
I know.
Or maybe save one, you know. If we had to save one app, which one would it be? If you had to pick one.
I only have an Instagram. I have not gotten on the TikTok.
Snapchat.
No. Maybe I had a Snapchat in like high school, honestly, with my friends.
Tumblr. Were you a Tumblr girl?
I didn't have a Tumblr.
Oh, shoot,
no.
I didn't have those either.
No, you lying.
No, I swear. No, I actually just made one recently, but it's only to pull like photos for school and this and that.
Yeah.
They got a lot of cool content on there.
I've heard. Yeah. There's so much of it. I'm like, and I also am I try to be so present on a day-to-day in my everyday experiences.
I could feel that too, by the way.
Yeah, I really like half the time I don't even know where my phone is.
Oh, that's good.
And it's a nice feeling. I really, because then you miss out on what's happening up here. If I walk past restaurants sometimes and it still happens to this day where I walk past a restaurant and I see a table of like 5-6 people like this. And you're like, what is that? What are you doing?
Like couples on dates and stuff.
Couples on dates, families together. And it's like everyone's just, and I'm guilty of this sometimes too. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not by any means saying that. But like, I think it's so easy now for us to just go straight into our phones instead of being present.
Yeah.
you know?
No, certainly, certainly. I also feel like when you are present, it helps you in your craft.
Yeah.
It helps you when you're on set. It helps you when you need, to pull from your emotional life, your real, things that really happen, right? Because at the end, they were playing human beings on screen, right?
Right.
And if you're just like a little robot on TikTok, on Instagram all day long, it's like, dude, nobody wants to see that on screen. Are you kidding me? Do you think that's something that's happening right now with younger actors as far as the craft? Because when I was studying acting, I was over here in LA, dude, we were in the studio every day training nonstop. Everybody knew their lines, backwards, forwards, upside down, whatever. But for you, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's affecting, I guess, not even just actors, but society as a whole? And how do you think it's affecting them?
I feel like we're so used to having this phone at our fingertips, right? So we don't need to spend the time to do anything now. It's like all just kind of handed to us. So working for things, going even so far as like, if you have a question about a topic, you go straight into Google, right? You don't go into a book. ChatGPT, which I'm.
I love that app. Hold on now. I love that one.
A couple people in my life have gotten me on this app, and like I've heard people use it as like therapy, even.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good.
I've heard great things, and I myself am exploring it a little bit more because I really do believe I'm not against AI in the sense of like I think it's going to happen no matter what. So you might as well get on the fucking train and learn how to navigate.
Move with it.
Yeah, move with it.
It's going to happen.
Exactly.
Way. Yeah.
So the path of least resistance, you know what I mean? Just get on board with it and like see how you can use it as a tool.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a curious person. So I'm like, what is this all about? So I'll be on there sometimes like asking it questions, like talking to the person. It's so wild.
Oh, it's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah. So for my school, my kids, I assign them weekly scenes. And I started noticing like the same voice for the reader. So I asked one of them, I was like, is that like, are you guys, who the hell is reading? And they're like, oh, it's AI.
Wow.
I was like, what do you mean it's AI? I was like, that sounds flawless.
Yeah.
Given it's the same performance in all of their takes, but I was like, it sounds like a real human being. That's fucking scary.
And also kind of great because you're there to focus on the other actor, not on that. So
yeah.
If you have just like a monotonous reader,
it's good. It's
great.
good. I forgot the app name, but we're going to plug you guys up right here.
Yeah.
A little insert, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of On My Pod. I hope you guys are enjoying the episode. Really quick, before we go back to the episode, I want to touch on a topic that I get asked a lot about, and it's how did you start acting? Obviously, if you're watching this, you must have seen a show or a movie that I've been in and you want to tune in, or you're just a huge fan of the guest. Usually I have actors on this podcast. But anyway, the question that I normally get asked is, how did you start acting? And while I would love to answer that question for absolutely everybody, whether it's in Instagram DMs, on TikTok comments, on YouTube comments, or even in person when I bump into somebody that recognizes me, it was a very long process. That being said, it's not just a simple answer. I really wish it was, but there's actually a lot of steps that you can take starting today from home to start your acting career. So my best tip, join my online acting school called The Actors Campus. Here I've literally provided you the clearest and safest blueprint to start your acting career. Inside of the Actors Campus, you'll be accessing over 50 hours of pre-recorded video lessons showing you exactly how to start your acting career from scratch, all the way from the craft side of acting to the show business and networking side of Hollywood. You'll also be getting access to join my weekly live classes where I will personally be teaching you guys each and every week, providing you insight from the industry, interviewing casting directors, producers, actors, directors, writers, and more. Inside of the Actors Campus, we also have a talent showcase where you are able to participate in some of the best talent agents and managers in all of the industry and potentially get signed and start auditioning for big gigs. On top of this, you'll also be receiving exclusive invitations to events held by the Actors Campus, such as movie screenings, Q&A panels, and essentially the whole goal of this campus and this community is to provide you guys the blueprint, the layout, and the support that I honestly just wish I had starting off. That being said, if you want to be an actor, check out the Actors Campus. I promise you, you won't regret it. All right, let's get back to the episode. You have incredible range as an actor. I'm curious on your approach. I know we kind of roasted, the whole, what do you call it, method acting here.
Oh, yeah.
But what's your approach like, I guess on a day-to-day basis when you're on set? Like, is it Meisner method? Is it just bring yourself to the role? Is it do your homework and then bring that? Like, or maybe it's a mixture of all.
For me, I think part of our job as actors is to know when to turn it on and turn it off. I think granted, there are some situations, some very emotionally taxing characters or moments or scenes where it's hard to be able to do that. Yeah. And of course, by all means, protect what it is that you're doing. Mm-hmm. But I also do believe that it is so method acting. I'm, a bit on the fence with all that. I'm kind of
sure. As am I,
is it a cop out? Like, you just don't want to take the time to turn it on, turn it off. I mean, I know it's really difficult.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like, I feel like it is part of our job to be able to interact with our crew and interact with the rest of the cast. And like,
you don't want to make their life hell.
It's just like we're all here making magic.
12 hours a day. Come on now.
Yes, exactly. And we're a unit. We're a team. So for me, I'm actually not trained particularly. Like my training was life. My training still to this day, I think the biggest takeaway that I've had is like going out and living life and not just relying on technique. And no shade to people who are extremely trained. I think it's incredible. It's beautiful. It's an art. I just, what I love about our craft is that there's not one way to do it.
Absolutely.
There's so many ways you can go about doing it, and you can do Meisner, you can do this, you can do that. For me, I kind of just, it's all about empathy. Yeah. There are these different characters from different socioeconomic backgrounds, from different social standings, different, mental states, and tapping into all of that, which is like, again, just understanding people, understanding why we move the way we do.
And justifying them. Yeah. Right? Oh, their behavior, their choices, as crazy as these characters can be sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Totally. And not judging them.
Not judging them. Exactly. No, 100%. 100. I got to add on to that. Life will always be the best teacher, whether it's with acting, whether it's street smarts, whether it's relationships. Like, you can read a textbook all day long. So true. At the end of the day, dude, you're going to go out there. You got to go through the flames. You know what I'm saying? You got
to live it.
Yeah.
The book is only going to tell you so much if you don't, and that's why I'm so grateful when shit goes absolutely terribly wrong in life. Yeah. I'm like, damn, well, we're learning from this, aren't we?
We don't take L's, guys. We learn. L stands for learning, yes, all right?
Not losses, but learning.
All right.
Okay?
I'm gonna remind myself down the blackjack table next weekend, you know what I mean? So, I saw that you played an Iranian judo athlete. I want to know everything about that project.
Oh my gosh.
That is I saw the trailer. It looks so cool.
Oh, thank you.
So great.
Thank you so much.
Tell me all about it.
What's
the story about?
So it was following, the story is about a woman who is an athlete for the Iranian national judo team, and she has, dedicated her whole life to this. She's a tremendous athlete and also a very devout mother and wife, like loves her family very much, a daughter. And the film takes place over the course of about 2 days at this very big competition where she is up against an Israeli opponent at some point, or supposed to go up against an Israeli opponent. And that's kind of like the events that ensue from that whole experience because of like there's political turmoil and whatnot.
Absolutely,
so
there's tension there.
Very much a political thriller. And honestly, the hardest shoot of my life was that shoot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Was it for the physicality, the emotional
It was
stuff?
the physicality. It was.
Did you have to learn judo?
I had to learn judo. Yeah, I was so cool.
Hold on, now you got a black belt in judo. Where it at?
I think I got like a yellow belt honorary or something like that.
Right on.
But
Judo's badass.
It's so cool. And not a lot of people in the States. I feel like it's not as popular of a sport in the States, but in Europe it's very big.
Okay.
It was honestly, I learned from some of the coolest, most skilled athletes I've ever met. So I started here in Los Angeles. I did like 3 months of very specific training with Hollywood Judo. Shout out to Hollywood Judo, to Philippe and Sheila. They were instrumental in teaching me judo, and we choreographed all these matches because the film itself has a bunch of fight sequences that I'm very proud to say that I did myself.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really because everything, our DP Todd was like a wizard with these handheld shots, and everything was like had my face in every frame, so there was no option really for doing a stunt double. We had a stunt double, but we didn't use her. And it was just so challenging because people spend their lives learning this sport. My opponents, everyone that I learned from, they all have been training since they were like 3, 4 years old.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like before they could even walk and talk properly.
No, for sure.
And having to jump into that was really challenging and also so rewarding when I saw the finished result. And
wow.
yeah,
Was your body all bruised up from
dude,
the training sessions and all?
Like,
necks all messed up. You're like, ay Dios mío, ¿qué está pasando?
Ay Dios mío, I was fucking falling apart. I was like, dude, how do they do this? Because they learn to eat the mat.
Yeah.
You know, that's their job.
Yeah, reps after reps.
After
you know what I'm
reps.
saying?
And me doing that, my body was like, whoa, what is happening? You should have
Show
seen
up to
me.
work like with the, shoulder up
I
all
was
high.
taped up, straight up. Like during
shit.
the whole shoot, we had someone in between takes to like, my whole back looked like a damn spider web because it was like full of tape, just keeping me together as we were doing the shoot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just such a crazy experience. And then having to speak Farsi. So my Farsi is good, but there was a lot of government terminology that I wasn't familiar with.
Oh, all right.
So, and on top of that, the scripts were constantly changing on a day-to-day basis, like down to like the last couple seconds before a take. We were reworking stuff.
Wow.
And indie filmmaking, baby.
Yeah.
So it was very challenging in that sense.
Where did you guys shoot that?
In Georgia, the country.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. All right.
Gorgeous country, by the way. I absolutely loved working there. It was the food, the people, everything, just gorgeous place. And we were in this like sports palace. It was like this big arena. So we're underground all day, like 14-hour days. Like go in before the sun comes up, go out when the sun is down. You know what I mean? So it was a very intense shoot, very passionate people we worked with, and everyone was just there for all the right reasons, and you just felt it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, it's a great film. I saw a trailer. I'm going to watch that. Did you feel a lot of pressure taking on that role, given the circumstances? For those who aren't familiar, I think facts are facts. Iran doesn't let their athletes compete against athletes from Israel, correct?
Yes, correct.
And not just them. There's other countries. I think Indonesia, Lebanon. But did you feel any pressure from taking on that role, similar to the character?
1000%.
Yeah.
I was like, is this entirely safe? I even like consulted with our director at the time. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea, because as much as I love my art, there's something very scary about considering the safety of like the people that you love if you take on a project, because I still have family that live in Iran, you know what I mean? So
you do?
Oh yeah.
Oh shoot.
I have extended family over there. My father's side, some of his siblings live there. So those were definitely questions in my mind when I signed up for this project, and I was like, is this? But also you want to tell stories that push boundaries. You want to tell important stories. You want to shed light on situations. And I think that's exactly what this was an opportunity for. Yeah. So was very daunting, but also very exciting at the same time.
Oh man, you're just like me. You're an adrenaline junkie.
Oh yeah, I
shit.
so am.
Oh man.
Fucking with the blackjack, with the I feel it.
I put my house on red tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to touch on that. You had the cool thing. There's many cool things about that project, but I looked into the directors on that project. One was from Israel, and the other one's from Iran, correct?
Yes, Guy Nativ and Zar Ebrahimi Amir. They
was
were
that like seeing them, direct together alongside.
It was magical.
Yeah.
It was so magical considering, the history of the two countries together and the first of its kind. Like there's no Iranian Israeli duo. They haven't done this before, so it was very. And also being male and female, Guy's a guy and Zara is a woman, and they worked together so well, and it was such a treat for me to be able to get directed by the both of them. Yeah, they both had very interesting insights to offer me along the way. I think Zara was very helpful in all things relating to the culture of Iran, because that's her life, and she has a very rich story herself. And Guy just has such a beautiful vision of everything. He's it was on both parties. It was such a treat.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I just watched Guy's film. I think it was called Skin.
Yeah.
Seen it?
Amazing.
Oh my God.
Incredible, right?
Insane. If you guys are watching this, you have to watch that film. It's so good. I think it won an Oscar.
It did.
Correct?
It did.
Incredible film. I wasn't ready for that ending. I don't want to spoil it.
I know.
When I saw that, I watched it. My girl was like, what just happened?
I know.
I've never seen nothing like this.
I remember being like agape watching it. I was like,
yeah.
Oh my God. It was insane.
One of the comments on that YouTube was like, friendly reminder that films don't have to be 8 sequels long.
Yeah.
It could just be a short film, and
Yeah.
like it could tell such a powerful story. You know
And
what I'm
just
saying?
hit you in such a way.
Oh, for sure. I don't think I've ever seen something like that, especially not in a short. But so that's incredible. You shot that in Georgia. I saw you also do jujitsu.
I
little
do.
bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Are you getting into that? Is that a new venture?
I've taken a little break actually.
Oh,
I
right
was getting into it like a couple years ago, and I was living in New York at the time, and I started at a place called Gregor Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Shout out
Right
to
on.
Gregor and all the people that I worked with there, because it's really will always have such a special place in my heart, because I came up with all my other white belts and we were it was just such a tight-knit community, and everyone was so respectful and so helpful with each other.
Oh, yeah.
And then I moved back to LA, and I just haven't been able to find my studio quite yet.
I hear you.
My space,
Sure.
because it's so important. Like the people that you train with. I mean, shit, you're all up in each other's business.
Oh, every day,
you
right?
know?
Yeah,
Do you train?
I do a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's been
Nice.
on and off though.
Where do you go?
I went to the Gracie Academy over in Huntington Beach.
Okay. I've heard that's a good one.
My friend just opened up a studio in Long Beach. Shout out to Dean. I'm going to go to your studio very soon. But it's the most therapeutic thing I think I've ever experienced.
Isn't it?
Right? Because as actors, entrepreneurs, right, we're always in our heads working, trying to create choices, being in the stress of this, that. And I don't want to say it's like tough work on our bodies, but our minds, dude, it is draining.
Absolutely.
It is draining. I wouldn't have it any other way,
Yeah.
but it is draining. And when I go to train, I at the jiu-jitsu gym, it's like, man, there's nothing like somebody trying to rip your freaking head off.
Oh, yeah.
And like it instantly takes away all the bullshit
Yeah.
of like life and the stress, and you're present, you're there, nothing else matters, and you leave and it's like, I feel alive.
Yes. That for me is like the biggest takeaway is like the presence. Like, because if you're not present for one split second, you could get tapped or submitted or fucking choked out.
100%.
So, you kind of have to be like really there. And it's like, I think of it like human chess. There's so many moves, so many ways you can go about things that haven't even been considered. Like, there's so many ways you can do it. And I really
it teaches you to like stay calm, collected under pressure.
Breathing.
Exactly. Don't gas out in the first 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
I know I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I'll be clenching up.
Yeah, me too.
Like hold my breath and I'm like,
oh, for sure. It's a huge ego checker too.
Oh, absolutely.
You get tapped out by a little 17-year-old. You're like, wait, what? Hold
I
on.
know.
Run it back. Come on now.
Also, I don't know if you've experienced like the ability to flow in jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like that is just so amazing. It really, it's like a flow state. Yeah. Quite literally. You're so just aligned. I don't know how to explain it. It's the best.
You seem very athletic. Or did you do a lot of sports growing up in college? None? Oh, shoot. All right.
No, I kind of, and I'm a little bummed that I didn't start sooner because I love fitness so much. Like just moving my body. This might sound so absolutely cheesy, but I have so much gratitude for being able to move my body every day.
What about right now? Like, what's your fitness routine as far as like, what is it? Pilates, hit 5 miles in the morning? Like, what is it? I'm always curious.
So up until like maybe a month ago, I was very big into like just strength training, and I did a lot of HIIT workouts for fun. Okay. Because I love just like that high intensity. Like if I'm not drenched in sweat, I didn't work out. Me too. I need to be like dripping off the
I'll go
nose.
home and I'm like, was that even a workout? Like I know I lifted heavy, but I'm not sweating, bro.
Yes. If I didn't get the
I'm not
sweat,
bleeding. Come on now.
Exactly.
There's no gunshot wounds. Yeah.
But I was big into that. And someone taught me to be more intentional about my training. So I was like very intentional about like which muscles I worked, because I wanted functional, yes, aesthetic, sure. But also I want to be able to do the things that I want to do. Like I love, like recreationally, I took up, going to the range and shooting guns, like learning how to do that. And that requires like strength of its own. Yeah. So I like to be able to fuel the things that I want to do. And also just to feel good and to feel strong.
Sure. Yeah. What range did you go to out here?
What
range? Shooting range?
Mike.
Is it the guy that trains like freaking John Wick and all those guys?
No, I know what you're talking about. No, but his name is Robert Canales, is the guy that I work with, and he works out of this range called Mike's. I can't remember the last name right now.
Is it over here in LA?
Yeah, it's in. It's actually close to.
Is it in Chino?
Chino.
Yeah, Mike Ragu or something like that.
Ragahawi's or something.
Yeah, it's from my hometown, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right.
It's by Corona.
We're always there, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, very
So
cool.
I would drive out there to work with Rob. Shout out Rob. He's a fucking amazing, just wizard and just so skilled, so knowledgeable. Yeah. And been working with him. So so my routine was mostly like a lot of strength training. Now I've gotten into a little bit more Pilates and like walking. Yeah. Kind of lending itself to, I have a project coming up actually where I have to be in a little bit different shape.
Oh, okay.
So I'm.
Any hints? What's the shape? Hold on
the
now.
shape?
Hold on now.
It's leaner. I'll say that.
Okay,
It's
all
a little
right.
bit leaner.
Right on, right on.
So I've been kind of tailoring my workouts to that sort of physical appearance.
Yeah. Okay. I have a buddy that's doing a wrestling project now. That's why I asked.
Oh, nice.
And he's like, getting
What is he doing?
I don't want to, I don't know.
Yeah. No,
he's gonna be like,
blast.
bro, why are you talking about
Yeah.
Don't talk about my business,
That's
man.
so cool, though.
But he's playing a wrestler in a film and he's just eating like crazy.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
getting freaking huge. I'm like,
Food is everything. People don't realize like food is so much of it.
Do you count your calories and like your protein
I was.
I just started. It's the hardest thing ever.
How do you feel about it?
I feel good when I finish,
Yeah.
but I hate it when I'm doing it.
Do you feel like you don't hit your...
Dude, I didn't realize how hard it was to hit your protein.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to hit 200 grams of protein and keep it under 2,300 calories. It's the hardest thing ever.
I have a tip for you. I don't know. Do you cook at home?
Yeah.
So I'll just go get like, I don't know what protein you eat, but I do like ground turkey a lot.
Okay, I love ground turkey.
I will literally get a whole packet of ground turkey and cook that and eat that. That's 100 and something grams right there.
Yeah.
And that's like pretty easy to eat in one sitting, honestly. So
And do you do that for breakfast, like right in the morning, just get it out of the way?
I'll do 6 eggs in the morning.
Okay, yeah, me too. I try to get it all out of the way. I'm like, dude, give me my cows, give me my protein.
I just prioritize protein. Like my friends, my family know. They're just like, oh, you need your protein, don't you? It's not time for the protein. I'm like, yeah, it is actually. Fuck you.
Eating beef jerky.
Yes.
No, I'm the same way. I like to get out of the morning because like I just have so much shit to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't want to be out at a business meeting being like, oh, hold on now.
Gotta get my protein.
I gotta get my protein. And like, are you kidding me? Nah, man.
I know.
Oh, that's incredible. All right. So, talked about fitness, talked about, this incredible role that you're doing. I want to sort of touch on The Night Agent. One of Netflix's biggest shows.
Yeah.
Incredible show. I want to know about the process from start to your last day on set.
Gosh, honestly, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had all around in terms of like fulfillment, people I got to work with. I got to work in New York City, which has been a dream of mine for such a long time.
Wow, okay. Did you guys shoot during the wintertime or the summertime?
During the wintertime.
All right. Yeah. Right on.
Leaning into, I think our wrap was like April, May.
Okay.
So we got the seasons.
Okay.
It wasn't terribly, it was a good winter though.
Okay.
Like we didn't have a whole lot of snow or maybe no snow. I don't remember.
That's good. It could get cold over there, right?
Yes,
that's what I've heard. I haven't been there
cold.
during winter, just summers. And it gets hot.
Yeah, it gets really hot and it gets really cold. But we had a really good time. And like, so from start to finish. So I had actually kind of started my move to New York City prior to getting the job.
Oh, wow.
So I was
you
living.
were going to move over there.
Yeah. I had gotten rid of like my car lease, my apartment lease, everything. And like, I was like, I'm moving, bye.
Yeah.
And was really stoked about it. And then I got there and I was like kind of living in different boroughs to see where I wanted to be. Got the audition for Night Agent. I was supposed to go to my friend Paul and Stella's wedding in Mexico. And I got the audition, put it on tape. I was so excited and so nervous because it was a quick turnaround. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm supposed to leave in 2 days and got to get this tape. And I really want, and like the material just like clicked for me. And it was coming out right off of Tatami, the film that I did. So it was like a similar Farsi speaking role. I was very excited and put it down. And then I was going to leave the next day. And I got a call from my agent, Kieran. He was like, Ari, they want to see you in person in New York. And I was like, fuck. I mean, yes.
Wait, in New York or in LA?
In New York.
Okay.
And I was supposed to fly to Mexico for my friend's wedding.
For the wedding?
For the wedding. And
dude, the life of an actor.
I know.
Our friends hate us, but they love us. They totally get it.
They totally get it. Mind you, my friend Paul is an actor.
Okay.
Paul Cremerian, bless him. They're dear friends of mine, Paul and Stella. And I called them and I was like, guys, I'm so sorry. I have this happening. And like, I can't, they're like, oh my God, don't even worry. Like you have to go out there and do that. And we're so happy for you and so excited. So that was all settled there. And then I met with Sean Ryan and the creatives in person and kind of had a read through there at like a nondescript apartment in New York City. And Sean was so lovely and Sade, our interpreter, was there. And I was like, feels like it's mine. Like it felt really right. And then I got the job and started shooting a big, something really big for me when I get into a new role is music. Okay. I really I'll curate a playlist that feels like
for your character.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What was your character's playlist?
It was a lot of Iranian music.
Nice.
Because
Nice.
she's from
Of
Noor. My
course,
character
yeah.
is from Iran. So there's a lot of Iranian music. I pulled a little bit from like my personal life, my father being from Iran. I've been there.
Yeah.
I love the music. So
Yeah.
like I pulled a little bit of that for like emotional
Okay.
connection,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And then a lot of just like instrumentals of like percussion, like a lot of like fast drum beats to kind of pull me into like the pace of the show.
Yeah.
And also the pace of the character. Like it's very high intensity for her throughout the course of the show.
Of course.
So the music really allowed me to kind of tap into that before a scene.
Oh, wow.
Or like when I was working on my scenes.
So you would put your headphones in before your scenes,
Yeah.
get into that headspace. Okay. That's really cool.
It was really, really helpful. So that was huge for me while we were on set. And yeah, I just had such a great time with everyone, got really close with some of our writers.
Yeah.
And the cast were just so awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Gabriel Basso, he does all of his own stunts. He's just such a full-on badass human being.
Right on.
And then Luciani, we had a great time. She plays Rose. And
how was it for your family to see that? I mean, you've done so many projects now, but for your family to see that, the stakes are very high. Both in Tatami and this project, but since this was the most recent, how was that for your family to see it on Netflix?
Oh my God.
Worldwide,
So excited.
Do they have Netflix?
So proud.
Your uncles have Netflix?
Yeah,
back
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
so
do.
they were watching it.
I
Like,
have
oh, shit.
my cousin and my aunt, they live in Turkey and
Okay.
they're Iranian, but
Yeah,
they live
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So they were watching it there. And like,
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've had friends come out of like the woodworks of like
Oh, yeah.
my past being like, oh my God, I saw this show, which is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And that tying back to social media,
Yeah.
I think that really is a huge perk of social media is I get to connect with people
Yeah.
regarding, like, I love hearing about how the work affects other people. Like
Sure.
I love hearing the story of someone who saw themselves as a young Noor,
Yeah.
someone who related to, they were like, oh my God, I'm Iranian and I saw your character and it may remind me of my culture, like that is,
It's such a
I
great
love
feeling,
that.
right?
It's the best.
Because sometimes we forget how big the world is.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about social media and phones is like, man, it connects all of us through our projects, through our, our social lives and all that. So it's that feeling, I will say, is incredible. That is badass. Wow. Do you have any like little siblings or cousins that like saw it and they're like, yes, let's go?
I don't have any little ones,
Okay,
but I have older ones and they were all very excited and I have wonderful, wonderful friends and they were all very excited for me as well. So yeah, I think the response was really great.
Incredible.
My dad was super proud. My mom was super proud.
Yeah.
I speak Farsi for like most of the show, so that was really fun.
That's right. Did you have a translator on that?
We did. Her name was
Okay.
Sade. She was the best.
She always kind of like catch you if you slipped up
If
on
I
a word.
slipped
She's like,
up-
hey,
Oh yeah,
that ain't how you say it.
She was
Say it
so
right.
precise
Oh,
with
yeah?
everything. So
All right. I
yeah,
love
we
that.
had the best of the best, and also just the rest of my castmates that speak Farsi. Like we were all like there for each other in that way, and yeah, I would do it all over again in a heartbeat.
That's incredible.
It was a great experience.
What do you think was the most challenging scene for you in that show? Do you if there is one? If not, maybe what was the most fun? What was the funnest scene you had in that?
Oh,
there's so many like
There's
action
so
packed stuff,
many.
emotionally heightened stuff, but like for your character.
Yeah, I think I had a lot of fun with his name is Naveed. He plays a boss. He's like the older, he's our ambassador. He's the Iranian ambassador.
Yeah.
And we got on very well and became good friends. And he's a very seasoned actor, been doing it for a very long time. And he would always give me these nuggets of things, of the work, about the work, or about the relationship between these two characters. So that was just, it's so cool to hear it from people who've been doing it for so long,
Yeah. Definitely.
So yeah, that was probably one of my favorite scenes. It was in like episode 7 or something where we have this big like confrontation.
Okay.
And it was very intense and like very close quarters, and he's literally in my face, and I'm like, So that was fun.
Oh, right.
That was really fun. Yeah.
Right on. Speaking about all the projects, you've gotten your chance to do, having, I would like to say, such massive, I would say, these characters have a lot of, stress, I would like to say.
Mm-hmm.
How do you manage your own stress in your own life? Mental health, stress, all of that stuff. Just breathe.
Like that.
Yeah.
No, how do I manage my stress?
Like, do you have any rituals or kind of like, practices? Is it journaling? Is it walking?
Honestly, walking has
Yeah.
become really big for me. And that's something that I really missed from New York. And every time I come back to LA, I try to bring it with me.
Yeah.
And it's tough
Yeah.
because the culture is not like that here.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
Here, someone throws an egg at you.
Yeah, you're like a
You're
crazy person.
Weirdo.
Not to mention like the stuff that you see on the street half the time. You're just like,
100%.
it's an interesting
Yeah.
time here in the city. Everywhere really, but I've really been more intentional about my walking, even though it's not sometimes what everybody else is doing, but I really find joy in it and just getting out and getting fresh air and sunlight. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, right. It's not the same as like even going to the gym. It's just not the same as being outdoors on a hike, walking out.
It
feeling
really
sunlight.
the air. It's the air for me, just like the breathing. I know it seems so simple and so insignificant, but like very intentional breathing for me brings me so much peace, as well as like can make me very anxious. I think breathing is like everything.
Yeah.
You know, you quicken it and like you feel, but if you like slow it down, it's
feel more relaxed.
Yeah. I mean, fitness also is like my whole world.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah. You said you're not on TikTok, yeah?
No.
Ah, shoot. So I was gonna bring up a point, but well, there's a bunch of like TikTok ads and stuff, and people they start promoting like this like treadmill that you put on your desk.
Oh,
It's
yes,
like
I've seen it.
It's like a baby treadmill, right? And I would always used to roast it. I'd be like, Connie, but I got my office in my house, and I'm like, dude, I hate sitting down 24/7. Like, I need to get a treadmill, get my desk. So I bought the treadmill, I bought the desk, I bought all that stuff. I bought the neuro gum.
Do you
all that
like
stuff.
it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's the best thing ever because you finish your day on, working there on projects, writing a script, this and that. And then you finish and you're like, oh shit, I walk like 6 miles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's helped me.
It's
too.
great.
Mentally, physically, all that stuff. I love it.
Very therapeutic.
Yes, absolutely. But I do need to say, I got to go back to the jiu-jitsu gym, because that's like the ultimate therapy for me. You know what I'm saying?
You and
I'm
me
trying to go
both.
back. I got to get my blue belt. I was about to get that stuff.
I was so close too. And we got to go back.
Oh, for sure.
We got to go back.
Sure. All right, let's jump into some juicier, funner questions. Is that cool? Yeah. All right, let's see. So you play your character, Noor, correct?
Yeah.
She plays a government aid, would you say?
Government aid.
Government aid.
Yep.
So, your show kind of touches on, I would say, secrets, conspiracy, kind of like, hidden stuff, you know what I'm saying? If there's one conspiracy that you could, I guess, unfold or find out about, what would that be for you? For me, it's Area 51. I want to know what's going on over there, man. I want to see if there's aliens over there, you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of aliens, what do you know about reptilians?
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Hold on now. I saw your eyes flicker a little. Hold on now.
Dude, I watched a documentary on reptilians
with
with some friends during COVID, and
oh yeah,
and I was like,
"Are you guys reptilians?"
Yeah,
hold on
I was
now.
like, this is
am I getting set up right now?
Pretty wild. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get into conspiracy theories too much.
That's a good. I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a really good
reptilians.
One.
I was just like, this is wild.
Especially the YouTubers, right? Where they'll get a clip of like, I don't know, an actor, a politician, somebody. And they'll replay the footage. And I don't know if they edit their eyes to like flicker or something, but I'm like, holy shit, hold on now.
I know.
Hold on now. I'm gonna be up all night.
I don't know about all that.
No, for sure. For me, it's Area 51 though. I definitely wanna, I was kind of sad we didn't storm it that one time that it was going viral on TikTok and X, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
I'll be
maybe
there.
you'll uncover it.
I'll be there, you know what I'm saying? Okay. In another life, what do you think you were? Whether it's a spy, frog, anything.
A frog. Oh, what a life. What do I think I was in another life? I think maybe I was an assassin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is
like
that?
A very like a sniper.
Oh shoot. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
I have this love for I don't know, like marksmanship. I don't even know what you would call it, but like I'm really into, I don't want to say guns as a whole, but like I enjoy learning how to do it in a safe way.
Okay.
Learning how to,
Have you ever shot an automatic gun?
Yes.
Me too. I just shot one in Texas like a week
very
ago.
cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, this feels like a video game. I thought it would have had more of like a jolt,
Yeah.
but it's very smooth.
Yeah. It's
very
really
smooth.
nice.
Compared to the handgun, it was like way
the boof boof.
Yeah. It feels like a balloon's popping in your hand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
that's fun.
the more you do it, the more you can kind of like anticipate that and not like point
No,
it down
sure.
because
I'm
that's
so
also
green at it.
yeah.
I
If
was
it's
like,
so
I was like, no, I'm kidding. No,
Right,
no,
you're like,
no, no,
get
no,
down.
no, I'm kidding. No, no.
Just to reiterate though, like the
Yeah.
politics around guns
Sure.
is a whole separate
That's
issue,
just-
but
absolutely.
learning the skill itself, I
Absolutely.
think, has been
And
very
it is
fun.
required, you know, directors ask, hey, do you know
Yes.
how to do this? Because it requires it. Right?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
did a film with Aaron Eckhart and I was playing a police officer.
Mhm.
Before that, I'd never held a gun.
Yeah.
And they gave me a AR-15 and I was like, how do I hold it? Aaron grabs it. He's like, he's like, show me what to do. And I'm like, thanks, Aaron. Thank you, Harvey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's important.
Yeah.
As an actor, you have to know a little bit about everything.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Which is the most fun thing about our job.
Yeah.
For me at least, I'm like, I love getting to like learn a new skill, learn a
Yeah.
new language,
Absolutely.
adopt a different sort of, you know,
Yeah.
outlook.
No, 100%. 100%. What was the strangest audition you think you've ever had?
Oh my gosh.
And why?
Strangest audition I've ever had.
Oh boy, here we go.
Going back
The
in
cheese
in my brain from like the in-person auditions, because it's been a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
The strangest audition I think I've ever had. I mean, I had an audition for like one of the Star Wars films.
Oh yeah?
And I was so like painfully green at the
Oh,
time.
shoot. Okay.
And I don't remember who the casting director was. It's escaping me, but
Mhm.
I remember her face. I remember her face and how kind she
Yeah.
was. And I was just tanking, and she was like, "It's okay." And I was like,
man. Oh man.
that one definitely stands out because you just, you know, it's freaking Star
Of
Wars, and you go
course,
in there
of
and you're
course.
just, I did not have a clue what I was doing. I was so new to the industry. I was,
Yeah.
you know, still figuring it all out.
Yeah.
So bless her for being so kind to me. What about you?
You know, the one that comes to mind would probably be even just the chemistry. I've never done a chemistry read, and then I did a chemistry read, and I just see like people that look exactly like me.
Yeah.
Like exactly. I was like,
know.
I thought I was looking in the mirror at one
I
point. I was
know.
like, what the fuck is going on?
Yep.
So that was kind of strange.
Like other actors reading for the same part, you mean?
Yeah. It was for my show, and the chemistry was really just such a strange thing.
Yeah.
And like everybody was cool, but at the same time, you could tell there was like tension there.
Of course.
And I was like, hold on now. I'm gonna go in the corner. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't my friends, man. Hold up.
I
We can
know.
be friends after. I get
Tell
it.
me you don't remember like walking into these casting offices and everyone's sitting down. I mean, I don't know if it's the same like with guys versus girls, but I remember walking into these offices and being like, do you hate me? Like what is
yeah.
happening right now?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
like
right.
this like
And
energy
for
of
no
like
reason too, right? It's like, hey, man,
yeah,
we're on
we're
the
on
same
the same-
side here. Come on now.
I firmly believe that like everyone's got a different sauce. We're all a different flavor, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about whatever sauce is right for the project. Doesn't mean your sauce
100%.
isn't good.
100%.
It just means that there's a sauce
what
for
they
this
needed.
project and they want a specific thing, and it's
Yeah.
either you or it's not.
It's like Chick-fil-A sauce, you know, either the Polynesian, you got the Chick-fil-A. Come on now.
Exactly.
Buffalo sauce. What
are
are
you the sauce? Or you not? Your sauce will be loved somewhere else.
No,
you know what I mean?
100%. That's something that I think a lot of actors kind of get stuck on, right? Their mind, they're like, oh, why didn't I get it? Why?
Right.
What did I do wrong? It's like,
Yeah.
dude, you didn't do anything wrong.
No.
It's just, they just wanted different behavior.
Yeah. Something different.
You know, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah. You're great.
You know, you have 4 eyes. Yes, 5
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah. But, you know, it's something I do want to say for actors out there. You know, if you're going through it, just hone in on your shit
Yeah.
and own it too.
Just know that your shit is not like anybody else's shit.
Exactly. It doesn't stink.
As I was saying that, I was like, well, you gotta just commit.
Commit to it. So what was the most memorable day for you on a set, for better or worse?
Oh, snap.
For me, it's fucking falling with a camera strapped to like my chest, like face planted on it.
Oh my gosh.
Because like, you know those shots where the character's running and like the camera's right there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They actually like strapped like a big ass camera
Oh
on
my
me,
gosh.
right? And I didn't know that, like, I mean, how did I not know? I was just an idiot. I was running. I tripped a little bit and I leaned forward a little too much, and the weight just carried me all the way
Took
down.
you. Oh,
Just
damn.
boom, face planted, and I was like, holy shit.
What was the aftermath?
Oh, I told the director, I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. Because it was
Oh.
I had to jump a fence. I was like, bro, I can't.
With a thing strapped to
It
you?
was crazy. I
That
couldn't do
sounds
it.
absurd.
It was insane. So I was like, hey, you're gonna have to shoot this like a wide, man.
Yeah,
Come on now.
yeah.
We ain't doing that.
Wow.
And the sun was going down. They're like, dude, can you do it? And I was like, maybe. I was like, but
Yeah.
I know for sure you could do it with the wide shot. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta redeem myself. My next film, I'm gonna do that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna strap the heaviest camera.
Put it on your special skills
Yeah.
list. Can run with very large camera strapped to chest. Gosh, I don't even know, for better or for worse. it's like someone asking you, like, tell me about yourself. And you're like,
Dude, I hear you. Especially when you're working on so many projects, you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea who I am.
I'm also one of
You know
those people that, like, I think if something bad happens, I kind of forget about it.
Oh, okay. Okay. But memorable, like in a good way too, though.
Yeah. A great day on set. A great day on set. I'm literally drawing.
I'm like seeing the daydream. It's just like, oh, we'll skip that one.
I can't think of anything right now. I'm kind of drawing a blank. Every day on the night agent was a great day for me.
Oh, that's badass.
I had such a good time every day on that set.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the character I was playing. I feel like I really...
You connect with her a lot.
I connect with her a lot. And also the creative team really allowed me to kind of do my thing. I think that I worked with some really great directors on that show. Like actors, directors, you know what I mean?
Yeah, where they give you the freedom to play. It's like, okay, where do you want to go in this scene so we can map it out to cameras? Instead of being like, hey, stand there, we're going to film this, smile here, show teeth there. It's like, what the fuck?
And that's like the fun too, is like the collaborative process. Like I'm down to hear what you want. Yeah. But also I felt like there was some trust given to me, you know, and that was a nice feeling.
Oh, no, 100%. I think the worst thing is like when a director doesn't even want to hear your ideas.
Oh,
it's like, wait, dude, what?
You're just my tool.
Like, come on now. At least let me show you. I never even ask anymore.
Yeah. You just do your thing.
They're like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'll show you this.
Take
the rehearsal. Take the rehearsal.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? But I thought of that one scene right now with Will Ferrell. And have you seen the Bad Guys or the Good Guys? The Other Guys or something like that with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
There's a ridiculous scene I just saw about. Never mind. He's talking about the rehearsal process. But last question.
Yes.
Oh no, 2 more questions. If you could do any iconic role, recreate it, or take from a novel, which one would it be?
Oh my gosh.
And what would it be?
I would love to do the Gladiator, but like be the Gladiator.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's been high on my list for a very long time. It's a period piece set in ancient Rome, ancient Greece.
Yeah.
And like any opportunity that I have to do stunts or like, or use my body, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
And that would be a dream come true.
That would be badass.
Yeah.
Are you good with swords?
I can be.
Yeah,
I just started learning that skill.
My best friend, he for my birthday, he sent me the sword from Gladiator. It's like a mock. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Heavy, huh?
Yeah, it's super heavy.
Yeah.
My buddy has a samurai sword. It's a little faster and smoother.
So sick.
But I feel like mine would break it. So
mine's stronger. Yeah, that would be a huge dream for me. Actually, is doing the Gladiator, but from a female's perspective.
That'd be badass. Yeah. That'd be incredible. Yeah. You would crush it at that.
Thank you very much.
I see it.
Thank you.
Chilean, Iranian. I love it. I'll be in the background. El mexicano. Aquí andamos.
¿Qué tal?
Okay, last question. If you could give a message to your younger self, the dreamer, the hustler, the younger version of you watching this out there right now, what advice would you give?
Just to laugh a little more. Like to not take it all so seriously.
Yeah.
Just to like, it's all going to be good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Just to really enjoy and see things from like a more funny lens.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
How about you? Put on the spot.
Oh boy, hold on now. No, I'm interviewing you. Hold on now. Hold on. What advice would I give my younger self? So much.
I know.
It'd be mountains of information if I knew what I knew then. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things I'm learning now is to not beat myself up on what I didn't know in the past. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like,
I so feel you on that.
I'm like, I think I beat myself up so much. I'm like, you fucking idiot. Why didn't you do this, that? Yeah. You had this. Why didn't you? You should have done this move. It's like, dude,
what is that?
I didn't know.
I know.
And in the moment, I thought I was making the best choice, you know?
I'm in the same boat.
So I'm still learning that. And I'd be lying if I told you I had it figured out. I guess, you know, that's what life's all about. Just
figuring it out.
Yep.
Enjoying it while you figure it out.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. Where can the audience find you across, you know, all of your social media platform, TikTok, Snapchat?
Yeah, all my, where do I start?
man.
No, I just have one social media platform and it's Instagram. And
Let's
that
go.
is my first name _ my last name.
Let's go.
Yep.
Right on. Well, thank you so much for your time. I
Yeah.
really
Thank you so
appreciate
much for
this
having me.
conversation,
It's
and,
been lovely.
I'm excited to see you, on the Oscar stage very soon.
Oh, thank you.
it.
Likewise.
I see it. All right. All right, guys. Adios.